Powerful Hurricane Erin is buffeting the North Carolina Outer Banks. Good evening. I have the latest on our very dangerous hurricane turning away but still causing a lot of high swells and rip currents and dangerous conditions along the eastern seaboard of the United States. When we take a look out there, we have Erin here off North Carolina turning. We have an area of invest here approaching the northern Leeward Islands. We have a much better organized invest behind that out here near the Cape Verde Islands, and another large wave leaving. So it looks like the tropics are coming to life, although the computer models don't show much the next 2 weeks after Erin, which is surprising given we have 1, 2, 3 features to watch, but we'll see what happens. Right now the focus is the very treacherous ocean conditions with Hurricane Erin. Here's the latest as of 11 p.m. Eastern Time, Wednesday night. Erin was at 32.8 north, 73.1 west, winds of 110 miles per hour. Now a Category 3 is 111. So it's right on the edge of being a major hurricane. North at 16 is the current motion, and that should become northeast, and then it's going to slide on out of here, and we're not going to have to deal with it anymore. Although we do have a tropical storm warning here from Chincoteague, Virginia, down to, where is it from? Here, I'll read it. Chincoteague, Virginia, to Beaufort Inlet, North Carolina, including Pamlico and Albemarle Sounds, and we have a tropical storm watch for Bermuda. And again, the hurricane hunters have been out there showing us just below a major hurricane. It could become one again, and it's a very large storm. Hurricane force winds extend 105 miles away from the center, and tropical storm force winds 265 miles away from the center. Cape Hatteras had a gust up to 45, and Frisco, North Carolina had a gust up to 52 miles per hour. The latest pressure, 942 millibars. That's a pretty low pressure for a Category 2 hurricane. But that's what happens. The winds have weakened, but the hurricane has expanded spatially. Look at that wind through time as it came off the coast of Africa, and it took that track, and it got close to the islands, and Puerto Rico became a Category 5, and then it creeped up on the Turks and Caicos, and just as we forecast all the models, it turned and avoided land. But boy, what a close call. This could have easily been a much worse scenario had it rolled into West Palm Beach or Tybee Island or Charleston or Hatteras. But it's turning, but it's still causing impacts. There's the latest satellite imagery, the water vapor, and again, right in here, the core is building, so if it strengthens a little bit, it could become a Category 3 hurricane again as it turns on out. But again, Cape Hatteras right here. So you guys, I mean, look at how close it came. It really got close to the coast. And so you are feeling tropical storm force winds because of what a fat hurricane Erin is. It is a fat one. And that helped weaken it below a Category 4. But sometimes that's worse. Would you rather be hit by a tightly coiled Category 4 or a spread out Category 2 or 3? Sometimes it makes a big difference. Sometimes it doesn't. Storm surge is going to be an issue, 2 to 4 feet from Cape Lookout up to Duck. That includes Pamlico and Pungo rivers and the Neuse and Bay rivers, lower Chesapeake Bay 1 to 3 feet, all the way up to Sandy Hook, New Jersey. You guys are dealing with water rises, that onshore flow really hooking that water right on shore, and then all the way down to the South Santee River, although as you get further south, the wind should change direction as the hurricane moves away. Nevertheless, beach erosion, storm surge, and most importantly, rip currents. 2 days ago, I saw an article saying 85 people were rescued, so you know it's in the hundreds. Look at these rip currents. It's insane. High rip currents all the way down here from Miami, all the way up the Florida coast, across the Georgia coast, up the South Carolina, all along the Outer Banks of North Carolina, Chesapeake Bay, all the way up the Delaware coast, Atlantic City, all of Long Island, Rhode Island, Nantucket Sound, all the way up to Cape Cod. You guys have a high risk of rip currents. Very, very dangerous. Stay out of the water on the East Coast. Look at even a moderate risk all the way up to Maine. So if you're thinking about going in the water, forget about it. It just ain't going to happen. And if you get caught in a rip current, swim up or down the beach because you will get taken out and tire very quickly. Again, Hurricane Erin causing a lot of rip currents along the eastern seaboard of the United States. So the key messages: number one, life-threatening surf and rip currents along the beaches of the Bahamas, east coast of the U.S., Bermuda, and Atlantic Canada during the next couple of days. Beachgoers should follow advice from lifeguards, local authorities, beach warning flags, or just stay out of the water. Okay? Enjoy the pool, but not the ocean. Secondly, storm surge, flooding, and tropical storm conditions are expected on the Outer Banks. That's happening. That'll happen through tomorrow. Storm surge will be accompanied by large waves, and significant beach erosion and overwash is possible. Tropical storm conditions expected along the Virginia coast. Like I said, up to Chincoteague, you guys are under that tropical storm warning. Wind gusts to tropical storm force are likely along portions of the remainder of the U.S. mid-Atlantic and southern New England coasts through Thursday and early Friday. Finally, tropical storm conditions possible on Bermuda on Thursday and Friday. Gust to gale force along the coast of Nova Scotia on Friday, Newfoundland on Saturday. Now, looking beyond Erin, those waves look interesting, but they don't really show much on the long-range ensembles. This is the European. After Erin gets out of here, we have maybe a tropical storm or a weak hurricane develop, but other than that, very quiet through the end of August. That's on the European. The GFS, we get our little system following Erin out to sea. Other than that, maybe some Gulf activity by September 3rd, Labor Day. But so far, the models are not showing anything, which is surprising given the fact that these waves, I mean, we have the one out here. This one looks like a tropical storm already, and then the one leaving Africa, and then there's even a blob behind that. So we'll see if the models are right and these don't develop, but you would think it would be 1, 2, 3. The next three names are F, G, and H, so it's Fernan, Gabrielle, and Umberto. So we'll wait and see. But right now, they're not showing much. But we'll watch it. So the focus is Hurricane Erin. Very dangerous, powerful hurricane sitting there off North Carolina. And then a couple of areas of interest. We're going to watch very carefully as hurricane season 2025 rolls on. Keep an eye on Erin as she moves out. A very dangerous, memorable out-to-sea hurricane. A classic long-tracked Cape Verde hurricane that turned and avoided a fateful landfall, but is still causing treacherous conditions. I'll be back next time with more on the tropics.